Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Ijoma, and in today's tutorial we are going to be learning how to make this beautiful dress. It has a front sleeve and it has a drawstring at the shoulder. For this dress I used 2 yards of fabric, but if you are from size 10 upwards you should use 2.5 or 3 yards so that it will be very enough for you. You can see how beautiful this dress is and the finishing is okay. So we will do the cutting first of all before the sewing. Here is the fabric that I'll be using. I have my doll face. I'm using a doll face fabric for this tutorial. So first of all, I will cut the flay. I'll cut the down part, and for the down part I used a half flay. You know, we have a full flay and a half flay, or you can call it a triangular flay as well. So I'll be using a half flay or a triangular flay for this dress. What I'm going to do is that I will fold my fabric into two. First of all, you will see how I'm going to fold my fabric. So after folding it into two, I will now make a triangular shape. First of all, I will fold. You can see my first fold. After this first fold, I will now make a triangular shape. I will fold it in a triangular manner. Then what you are going to be using for this is your waist measurement divided by 3.142. You are going to be dividing your waist by 3.142. If you are cutting a triangular flay or a circular flay, you will use 3.142 to get your radius. I am done with the first fold. I will now make my triangular shape. You can see how I folded this triangular shape. Then from this pointy part, I am going to mark my radius. I will use my radius to get my waist. So from this pointy part, my waist is 28 inches. That is 27 inches. 27 inches is my normal waist plus 1 inch for zipper allowance. You can add 2 inches for your zipper allowance. So I divided my waist plus zipper allowance by 3.142 and I got 9.2 or 9 point something, and I marked the 9 point something round. You can see the way I'm marking it from that pointy area. After marking this, I will use my chalk to connect. So if your waist is 30, add just 1 inch zipper allowance. That will be 31 divided by 3.142. I will cut off. Now I will place my half length measurements. My half length is 16 inches. I'll place 16 inches at that area that I cut off, and I will now take the full length of my dress. I want this dress to be 36 inches long plus 1 inch for seam allowance. That will be 37 inches. You can see how I am marking. You place your half length measurements along the area where you marked your radius. Then from there, you will mark the full length of your gown. You can see how I am marking it round. You'll be shifting your tape and make sure that everything aligns. So after marking this, I will connect this full length. You can see the way I am connecting, and after connecting, I will cut out my flay, and that will be for my down part. After cutting this out, I will find the midpoint of this flare. I'll open up the flare and I will find the midpoint of the flare. So this is what I have. I'll open it up and we have our triangular flare. Then I will notch the center. This is the center. After notching the center, you will open it up. The slit of this dress is going to be on the left hand side. So from this center that I notched, I will mark 4 inches towards the left side of the flare. Then from there, I will mark a straight line down. You are free to determine how high you want your slit to be or how low you want it to be. So after marking this straight line, I am going to open my slits. You are free to determine where you want your own slit to stop at. So I want to make mine a bit high. After cutting this out, I will keep my flay outside. We are done with the flay of this dress. I'll go ahead and fold, then I'll keep aside. So after doing this, we are going to cut out the upper part of this dress. The upper part of the dress has a wide neck. The neckline is very wide. That's why it is dropping on one side of the shoulder. So I will cut the front and the back together. I will have to fold twice. I have folded once This is my fabric. I have folded once. I'll go ahead and fold again. I am done folding and I will fold again. This is the first fold. I'll go ahead and fold the second time. And for the back, we are going to fix a zipper. This dress is going to have a zipper because it is fitted at the waistline. I'm cutting off the rough area, and then after doing this, I will do my second fold. And when you fold this time, please make sure that you have at least 1 inch for your zipper allowance. It is really important. So you can see what I have here. The one on top is for the front and the second one is for the back part. So I want to trim down the zipper allowance a bit. This is what you have right now. Now I will take my normal measurements, my shoulder, my sleeve length, my half length measurements, plus all the allowance that I will be needing. So first of all, I will mark my shoulder. My shoulder is 15 inches. I will go ahead and place my 15 inches. Then I will mark, that is 7.5. I will mark. Then from that area, I will measure the sleeve length. I will use the remaining part of the fold for my sleeve. Next is to mark my half length. My half length is 16 plus 1 inch seam allowance, that is 17. This is my half length and this is the seam allowance. Right now, I'll label that area. That will be our full length, and I will cut off from there. I'll cut off from there. The next thing that I'm going to do is to mark my waist measurements, and then I will connect my sleeve from there. My waist measurement is 27 divided by 4 plus 1 inch seam allowance I marked. Then from there, for the sleeve, I want to come down by 11 inches or 12 inches. Your normal arm, my normal armhole is 8 inches, but I came down to 11 or 12. Then from my waist, I connected to my sleeve. If your normal armhole measurement is 9 inches or 10, you should come down to 13 or 14 inches before you curve your armhole. You can see what I have right there. From there, you will curve down to the waist measurement. Next thing is this neck. I use 3 inches for the neck depth, 3 for the front and 3 for the back. Then for the width, I used 5 inches. You can use 6 inches or 5.5. The neck width should be between 5 and 6 inches so that it can drop when you are wearing it. This is what I have at the end of the day. It is not that hard. This is the front. You can see the front is on fold. I will keep that aside, and this is for the back. If I open it up, you will notice that the back has a zipper allowance. It has an opening at the back. The next thing that I will do right now is to cut out the strings that I will be using for this sleeve. You know that the sleeve has drawstrings, 2 pieces on each side. So I'm going to cut out for 2 for each of them. So before we do that, I want to manage my fabric. I'll cut out my facing first of all. You can see for the front, I want to cut the front facing, and remember, it should be on fold. The front facing should be on fold. I will place and then I will cut out. Remember, I said at the neckline, you can use 5 inches to 6 inches for your neck width so that your neckline will be very wide when you open it up. I am done cutting the back, the front facing. I'll go ahead and cut the back facing. When cutting the back facing, remember that this facing will be 2 pieces because of the zipper allowance. You are going to open it up at the center. So I will place, you can see the way I place, I cut out and then I opened the center. I came down by 4 inches before I curved. So after that, I will cut out my drawstrings. I have 2 inches wideness for all of them. The width of all of them is 2 inches. You can make your strings as long as you want them to be. So I will cut out 4 pieces, like I said, 2 on each sleeve. After doing this, we will go over to our sewing machine so that we can start joining. So this is what we have. I have 4 pieces right now, and make sure that they are at least 2 inches wide. I am done hemming the down parts of our facing, and I've also joined our drawstrings. I have folded all of them. The next thing that I will do is to place this facing on each piece. Then I'll go to my sewing machine and turn. This is the front facing. I'll place it on the front panel. This is for the back. I'll open them up and then I'll place their facing respectively. Please, if you are sewing, remember where your neckline is, because sometimes your neckline and your armhole may look alike. I am done turning and I have notched and I have ironed. I have done the same thing for the back too. This is for the back. Using a facing will make your job very neat. I'll close my zipper allowance by like 1 inch. This is for the back. I have closed the zipper allowance. I'll go ahead and join my waistline first of all. Don't join your shoulder for now. Measure your waist and then go ahead and join your waist. And then when you reach the armhole area, use 1/2 inch, then connect to your waistline. Use 1/2 inch and then connect to your waistline. I am done and I'll go ahead and notch all of them. This is really important. Notch all the curved areas so that when you iron, everything will relax. Now, after doing this, I'll go ahead and hem our sleeve. Leave the shoulder for now. Join your waist. Secondly, hem your sleeve. I am done hemming my sleeve and you can see that the shoulder is still open for now. The shoulder will be the last part you will join. Join the waistline, hem your sleeve, then go ahead and join the shoulder. So you can go ahead and join your shoulder and make sure that the seam allowance is at least 0.5 inch, that is 1/2 inch. Go ahead and close your shoulder. So I'll move over to my sewing machine and I'll close my shoulder. After closing that, I'll come back and show you guys. I am done closing my shoulder and you can see what I have. So next thing is to open up this seam allowance, this shoulder joining. Open it up, then go ahead and run a stitch on each of them. This stitch that you are running now will provide the channel for your drawstring. You open them up and then you will run a stitch on both of them. I am done running a stitch and you can see we have 2 channels there. Those channels are where we are going to insert our drawstring. I don't know if you understand. And you should have this V shape around that facing area. Then right now I'll go ahead and iron. Ironing is really important. I am done closing everywhere, the waistline, the armhole and the shoulder. Now I'll trim my half length. I'll make sure that I have what I need at my half length. After doing this is our flay. I'll go ahead and join my flay. You can see the notched area. Make sure that it is matching the center. I will join my flay to my dress and after joining, I'll come back. This is what I have at the end of the day. So now I am going to close the hemline. For the slits, I'll fold it with a very tiny allowance. You fold it to be very, very tiny. That is for the slits. Then for the hemline, I will use a bias to turn it. I couldn't find a matching bias, so I used this. I am done turning the down part. Next thing is to insert our drawstring. So you will start from the facing area, from the neckline area, and then you will start inserting. This is a kind of difficult, but you will insert, and when you reach your hemline for the sleeve, you will draw out your string from there. You can see how I am inserting it. And when I reach the hemline of the sleeve, I pulled it out from that area. So when you pull it out, you will drag it. So after dragging, do not allow it to enter inside. So when you get to the facing area, just sew on it so that it will not pull in. Then I'll start the same thing at the second channel. I will insert, and when I reach the down part, I will pull out. When you reach the hemline, just pull out from there, and when you pull it out, I'm finding this difficult, but I'll try my best. So after pulling out, you will tack it down around the shoulder area so that it will not go in. So I will repeat the same thing for the remaining part of the other sleeve. I will insert and pull out, then you will tack around that facing area. So this one is for the last area. I'll go ahead and pull it out. So after pulling out, you go ahead and tack around the facing area. My fabric was not enough, so I couldn't get a belt. At the end of the day, just go ahead and fix your zipper and your dress is ready. So this is what we have at the end of the day. I hope it is very beautiful. Do not forget to click on the like button so that more people can see this video. Also subscribe to my channel so that anytime I upload a new video, you will be notified. Thank you all for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.